Now today's work I'm really excited for, and that is to pipe in a bit of an air system into the shop. And I've wanted this for a long time. I've only ever had a little tiny compressor, like a little job site one you just carry around your hand kind of for putting down baseboards. I've had that for several years, but it was always too inconvenient to use, didn't hold enough air. Just in this past probably 6 months or so, I bought this 15-gallon Mastercraft compressor, and it has actually been really good. I've really enjoyed having it. Super useful, but it's a bit of a klutz with all the holes on there like that, and it's just not a good setup. It is big enough for my uses. Some of you guys might think I should have a big, massive. My brother has a big, I don't know if it's 60 or 90-gallon compressor wired into 240 and stuff. It sits on the corners, this massive thing. I would love to have that. It's not in the cards right now because you're looking at quite a bit of money to have something like that, and I don't need it. He has a big tire changer system and a wheel balancer and all that. He's a little more invested in his tooling than I am, and he needs a compressor like that. I don't. I would love to, like I said, but it's not in the right cards right now. In the cards right now for finances and stuff. So this is going to be great. But what I am going to do is pipe in an air system so I don't always have to come and take it from the compressor, because I really don't like running cables and hoses and cords back and forth to shop. You spend more time cooling your hoses back up when you could be actually doing work. So I'm hoping to get away from all that. I've been working on extension cords for the past 3 years, running all my tools. I want to get away from that. I want to get away from the hoses and stuff. I could have a single hose reel, but those hose reels are kind of pricey. They wear out, they break down, and you still have to be pulling hoses all around your shop and going and putting it back. What I want to do is have my compressor stationed in one location, and I want to run hoses to the 4 corners of my shop, actual individual compressor hoses. Now, this compressor here has 2 standard outlets right on the compressor. So you might be wondering how I'm going to run 4 hoses. I'm going to show you something really cool here. How cool is that? It's a little compressor air manifold where you can have 1 air inlet in and 4 out. If you want to check this out or buy it, it's actually really cheap. Link down in the description to my Amazon. If you buy from my Amazon, I'll be completely honest here, if you buy using my link, I do get a little bit of commission off that. But I would have bought this anyways because this thing is so cool. It looks great. I picked this one that's red. There are a few different options on there. It just seems like it's kind of cheap, like maybe overseas type stuff. But it's a pretty simple thing to make, so I don't think it's hard. I don't think it's very easy to get wrong. You have a milled aluminum block here that's threaded, 4 couplers installed, and a connector right there. And it looks like it has a little Allen, maybe like a drain system there. If you needed to open it and clean it, or if it was blocked off, you can open both ends. I'm guessing it's just a through design. Really simple. You machinists, you guys with the ability to do that kind of thing, could probably turn out one of these yourself. No problem. This is really cool, and it was cheap, and we're going to install it. I can't wait to get this air system installed. It's just going to be so slick. It's the little things that I'm taking time to do now that I've never had the opportunity to do before, to have a good shop, a good workstation. And it doesn't take that much money. I mean, it takes a little bit of money to set up a good shop, like all the construction stuff. But in terms of like setting up an air system, I'm going to run 3 or 4 hoses at probably 20 or 30 bucks a piece. I think this was like 30 bucks. I have a 6-foot hose running up to it to connect it, some couplers and stuff. For less than 200 bucks, this shop will be completely decked out with a beautiful air system and just the most convenient setup in the world. So it's hard to beat that in my opinion. And once it's done, it's done. That's the type of thing about it. It's not really something that breaks down much. And with it mounted here like this, and you'll see the way we're going to set it up, if the compressor ever gives out or I move up to a real big system like my brother has, it won't be any issue. I'll unplug from this compressor, install the new one, plug the coupler in, and we're good to go. So let's get at this. So my compressor is going to sit roughly here by this power station. here on this wall, this is the wall that my door is on in case you didn't figure out the orientation in your head yet. This is where I plan on having my welders, maybe a steel welding table set up in the near future, because I have 240 right here and a plug here so I can run Meg and arc. It'll be a great setup. But I want my air system right here. That way it's close to the door as well for getting out and popping up a tire in the driveway. This needs to be mounted on the wall, 6-foot hose coming down. Now the issue with this, and my only gripe about it, is there's no type, like, it would have been easy to just have little tabs or something so you could mount this, or some little bracket system. This is all you get, so I have to come up with something. I have to come up with a way of mounting this properly on the wall. So this is what I come up with. These little, about a few of these little sorted size, I guess they're like shelving supports or whatever. I just bought them at the local store here, Robinson's General, if you're ever in Middle Arm, Newfoundland. But I made 2 identical little brackets. If I had my welder and everything set up and things were at normal, I might have made up a little bit of scrap steel and made a more snug, like solid little bracket system. Maybe I will do that in the future, but this is going to work lovely for now, and I think it looks fine too. Looks just fine. So it will slip down in here like this. This will get screwed to the wall, and I even made this little tension system here, so we'll pin it in place once it's there, so it'll be nice and snug. And what's important is to get this out off of the wall, like you see here. I could have turned these brackets around and had it so it was tight to the wall, but then it would be too tough getting these fittings on and off. It'd be difficult to pinch these. And reachable for me. Can't have it too high up where it's inconvenient moving hoses if I need to. Anyone just tuning in, this wall is getting all tore out, so don't worry about that. But I have a 6-foot, like I said, just a connector hose here. And there we go, we have air supplied to this manifold. I'll probably put at least 1 bracket, maybe 2 clamps here, just to keep this nice and straight, clean on the wall. Nice and secure. And just so if something happened, your compressor tipped over, something got pulled on, you're not pulling directly on your manifold. You're not going to bust nothing up there. You're going to be pulling on the clamps. At most, you'll tear open your hose. So I'm just using standard copper pipe clamps to fix these to the wall. I like the way they look, first off. But it's also, I'll be honest and say it's my only option here right now. I checked around town, it's all I can get. But I really like them. Now you can purchase actual like air piping systems. You go on Amazon or different websites, and there are air piping systems that come with big coils of like tough hose and all the fittings, like actual joiners, so you can pipe around your shop with wall mounting junctions and stuff. First off, it seems like to get something real good, you've got to pay quite a bit of money, and I just wasn't interested in investing that kind of money. And the reviews were sort of mixed. It seems like a good idea, but I don't know if I'd regret it in the long run. And to get enough to pipe like I want to go, this is a 24-foot long shop with compressor in the front corner. To get enough to go right around this shop, you're looking at a significant investment, and again, quite a bit of work. And I just don't know. I'd rather have this where I can just punch up through the ceiling nice and clean and do all my dirty work up in the ceiling, come down right where I want it, and I have what I think will be a real nice look. It's the first time we've had an in and an out this line. I'll run these now straight up the wall with some clamps. I think that'll look real tidy.
And here it is, my complete air system. I'm so happy with how that air manifold worked. I couldn't be happier. Link down in the description if you're looking to buy this one. It's pretty cheap, and it's just awesome. Really awesome value, and I'm real happy with how this turned out as a whole. I think the idea behind it speaks for itself, or the convenience of it. I think you can probably imagine how useful this would be, and convenient and tidy, not having to be dragging hoses all around the shop. Those 4 quick connect points in each corner, as you can see here. I think it's going to really make my life easier, and of course time is money. If I can be saving time, that'll be great. That'll mean a lot. Thank you guys for watching. As you can see, the weather wasn't nice here, but we're hoping for some better weather soon so the work can continue. Hit that like button, comment down below, subscribe if it's your first time here, and check out one of these videos on the screen here now. I'd really appreciate it.